Hello everybody, this is TV Ultimate here. We are reviewing Tomb Raider 3 again, but this time we're reviewing Madubu Gorge. This level uh, is one of the longest levels in Tomb Raider, period. It's also a very difficult level. It never stops uh, giving you a taste of what Tomb Raider truly is about. And, as a child, it would often get me stuck with the game. So, naturally, I would hate it and curse its name. But, let's get started. This level is one of the most infamous levels in classic Tomb Raider and possibly the franchise. Oh, this is also 23 pages, so it broke our entire record of 18 and a half. So, yeah. What makes this level stand out is its commitment to actively bully you throughout the level. It never lets up in the slightest. It will always be a hard level, no matter how much experience you have. That's what I find. Uh, Even me, as an experienced player who has played the level for years, uh, when I try to do the challenge where I do the whole level without med packs and all secrets, I still die like 10 times to get there, you know? Um, so it's definitely not going to be easy no matter what. The level opens up with a cutscene of Laura walking into a temple. She goes all the way to the end to see a stone dais depicting a meteorite falling on her. It is a diorama of sorts that shows that the meteorite is connected to four events of the tribe's history. From what I can tell, it goes from top left to bottom left. The tribe sailed onto the Indonesian island when the meteorite struck. A piece of the meteorite, which we are looking for, corrupted a man. He used its power against the tribe, causing destruction, which caused some of the tribe to leave. This Puna so turned the people that stayed into lizards. I assume the other people followed the chief's orders, otherwise they would turn into lizards as well. As you get closer to the dais, tribesman makes a tribal dance and chanting noises to scare you away. He says he's been fasting for a big feast, and Laura would be great to feast on. Laura retorts that she might be famished as well, and I love all the lines that Laura has in this game. Side note. Laura asks why his ancestors left Antarctica. He says that there were plenty of people to eat, but there was evil and mutilation. In this game, the people that put the Moai uh, on Indonesia. This is a weird sentence. In this game, the people that put the Moai on Antarctica are the people of Indonesia. So this is a critical place in the story. So it should be. Um, and I think they do a fine enough job. They just don't go as far as like the cutscenes go and whatever, this is like really the only instance where you have uh, you have a critical piece to the story in terms of these levels. Another cutscene would have been nice to explain, I guess, how this place is kind of connected, even now, maybe in the present, because clearly the artifact has an influence on the people that live here now. So he says that their leader Mahuga, I think, was bored without a face due to green artifacts. He then says that a white man brought back the artifact and they killed the leader and celebrate that. Laura asks where the stone is, and he says that Laura is lucky that their current leader won't kill her. She says that she will point that out to him, and she storms out of the temple. While the tribesmen praise, you start outside of the temple, above a large gorge. The skybox shows daylight, just a blue color, and the background shows mountains and jungles like Crash Site. You start off on this plateau above a ravine, outside of the temple in the last cutscene. For some reason, the drawbridge leading to the other side of the ravine is lifted. To this day, I still wonder what is on the other side. Is that the actual temple in the last level? Is it an out of bounds area with unfinished textures? Regardless, this level is clearly the hardest level in all of Tomb Raider. It is one of those onslaught levels that never stops torturing you. And that is ever. You can't find a harder level in Tomb Raider. Not even in Tomb Raider 3. And yeah, despite how confusing some levels are, this is definitely the hardest. There's no question. You can't deny that. There are multiple reasons why this level is so infamous among Tomb Raider fans. And we will get into it throughout the entire video, describing this level. You are near a wooden building on stilts with carved stone in the shape of Polynesian maps. You go near the entrance and a swarm of bats come out. They don't harm you, but if you go further, a lizard man will come down from a higher rock to poison you. The scenery in this level is quite beautiful. You are on the grass that has different colors in it. Rock columns are decorated with Polynesian masks, and the rocks combine purples and blues. The lizard man is almost as tall as Laura, has scales on its underbelly, and usually stops to poison you. After that encounter, you go to the edge of the plateau, then back up to kill another lizard man who can climb rock surfaces. This will be important. They can climb rock surfaces, so watch out. This level has two main paths, the impatient path and the patient path. I recommend the patient path because you will get all the secrets and you will take less damage. The crux of this level is the kayak. It is the worst vehicle in Tomb Raider history, but it is necessary to maneuver to get through the level. See, it isn't optional here. You have to use it. You see, the rules of this level are simple. Laura cannot swim in rapids, and Laura will be trapped under peaceful water forever. Because of the current, there will only be there will be only there will only be a few places that you can actually exit the kayak. So you should know the kayak inside and out before getting in. The kayak moves in about 6 directions. You can go forward, steer left and right, go backwards, and steer left and right that way. You can exit the vehicle and accelerate the vehicle. There is also a hidden function where you can fight current by pressing hard on the directional arrows and by accelerating in a direction really hard. Foreshadowing. There will be some situations where you will have to fight the current and it will be extremely painful. So usually I get the goodies from within the building on stilts. For this review, I will say that for the impatient group. It does not need to be covered twice, and I don't want to backtrack. Which I might do that. I don't know. No idea.
Ooh, some good noodles.
Yeah. Alright, let's go further. Right. Oh, stop. This level is for hardcore gamers. That is exemplified by the stunts you have to pull in this level to survive. This level and another level coming up made me stuck to the point where I would play random levels as a kid. I would look at an unhelpful Tomb Raider 3 book and 4 hours into watching playthroughs. Alright. The impatient route. This path is simple. You want a kayak, so you get a kayak. The fastest way to get one is within the building on the stilts. You climb down a series of rocks on the edge of the plateau and see an angled rock jutting out of the rapids in front of you. Gauging this jump is really hard. You can overshoot and undershoot it. So I line myself back at the wall and do an angled standing jump to the rock. You will hit the approximate center of the rock. I guarantee that you will fail this jump a few times as a beginner. There is a sloped rock that stretches left and right. There is a green side on the left and a purple side on the right. Make note of the point where the colors change. You do a running jump to the slope to be safe and go to the right. If you are doing the impatient path, this is the way to go. There will be a flat surface you can climb on. Then you get up another platform and do a standing jump on a triangle platform next to another triangle platform. One of these platforms is a slope that will lead you to the rapids below. You jump up to another platform, then you go to a platform that is adjacent to you. It is below the other side of the ravine, and it has a button that will open a trapdoor in the building on top of the stove. You have to go back to the jutting rock, so you do a standing jump to get back to the long platform, then a standing jump and grab to get the rock, since there is a slope in front of you. You get on the sloped rocks and then do a backflip when you are at the green part of the rock slope. Alternatively, you could risk a running long jump to the rock from the flat part. So you climb up the rocks So you climb up the rocks and go into the building. You could go to the place where the lizard man came from, but there is nothing there. The building interior is dark. You can grab grenades, flares, and a small med pack. I tend to grab the supplies in here no matter what, like I said before. The trapdoor is open, so you can fall down onto a slope and into a pool with a kayak and a ramped waterfall leading outside. You get in the kayak, go outside, and swim on the rapids, or more accurately, skim the rapids. Grabbing a save crystal, going under a bridge, going down a series of tiny waterfalls to a calm area where the two paths meet. The patient group. After you kill the two lizard men, you decide to grab the goodies in the building interior. The grenades, the small med pack, and the flares. You use flares to light up the goodies. You get out of the dark building, climb down your side of the ravine, jump to the rock in the rapids, and jump and grab the rock slope. You shimmy to the left until you reach a flat part in a little cubby area under your side of the climbable arch. You fall off of the side and grab the platform below, right below a closed trapdoor. Then you jump to a platform that has a save crystal on it. Next to the save crystal is a button that will open the trapdoor. So you go back through it and prepare to grab the underhang of the purple archway. You grab the purple archway all the way to a platform. Then grab a crevice and shimmy to the right till you reach a grassy platform. You then jump to a grassy slope and shimmy to a flat platform. Then you jump over a ramp to a blue cave area. The blue cave area has a locked bamboo door and a slope leading to another area. There are reeds at the end of the next slope, which you can backflip over at the center of the ramp you fall on. You enter another room. On your left is a crevice guarding you from the peaceful water right by the rapids, which is hiding a safe crystal. On the right is a crawl space that will trigger a lizard man. You will probably be poisoned. You climb up to a bridge that takes you to another cave. So you're going through that crawl space, taking out the lizard man and exploring. This cave leads to some high archways, which have nothing. Your punishment is a lizard man that will be at the entrance to the high archway area. You go back, find a ramp you have to jump over, and steps leading to a little cubby area. You go on one of these steps, and the lizard man comes down. I recommend the shotgun to take him out. You go up the steps, find a button on a wooden wall next to an iron glass window, and press it. This will open the closed door up above, which is not only the way to go, but it will lead you to the first secret. You head up the steps, but then realize that there are reeds right before the ramp. So you climb the handholds right by it and risk 5% damage. You only want to lose 10% health in this level. Otherwise, you will use the med pack and still you might die. You get back up the ramps with the handholds. You get to the main part of the cave and stare outside of the unlocked door. You are greeted by a series of waterfalls. One of them you could stand on, and beyond the veil of the waterfall is a cave. You have to be at the apex of the waterfall to not slide off. In the cave, there is a lizard man that you have to shoot. At the bottom of the cave, you will find the first secret, a single goodie, MP5 clips tucked away in a corner. You have to get up a ramp and back up to the cave entrance where you do a standing jump to grab a handhold that leads to a room with two pillars. Okay. There's a ramp that leads to the first pillar. The ramp is difficult to gauge, and you have to be perfect with your timing. If you miss time the jump, you will fall in the fire pit, or endlessly jump from slope to slope. If you are not doing the challenge, you can jump into the water, swim to the other side, and deal with the lizard man at the other end. You are successful. You grab the pillar in front of you, pull up, and see a save crystal floating above the pillar in front of you. If you jump to the pillar, then the pillar will set you ablaze. So you decide to do a running long jump over the pillar to grab the pillar behind it. You then jump to a pillar and climb up to go into a hallway with a small med pack at the left end and a poison dart trap at the right end. You need to go to the right end because it has a ramp leading to the way out. So you crawl under the darts and fall down the ramp. The ramp leads to a cave area, which you would have caught a glimpse of if you did the impatient path. There are two routes with climbable handholds, the one in front of you and the one leading to the exit on the left. The path in front of you leads to two islands linked together with a false bridge. The first island has a save crystal. The other island has nothing, and in the water there are piranhas. The path on the left will lead you to an opening, which has a crawl space leading outside. You will find a climbable wall outside leading to the exit area and a ramp leading to the second secret. The goal is simple. You have to find the right position to hit the ramp with a backflip, so you can find the bamboo platform below. The best place I found was the center of the inclined rock ahead of me. Once you perform the jump, you can shimmy to the bamboo platform. Then you jump over the rocks till you get to a bamboo hut. The bamboo hut contains the second secret, a large medipack, and a rocket. You go back to the platform and align a special running jump to a rock platform way ahead of you. This jump is pretty nasty, so be careful. You have to angle yourself in such a way that you avoid hitting your head on the rock and jump just far enough to reach the platform. It doesn't help that you have to run on the platform once you approach it. Once you do so, you climb up another rock, jump to the climbable wall, and go inside a cave entrance. You go outside a room that has a pool, a kayak, and two alligators. There is also a hidden lever that opens the door to the exit. This is a far more dangerous room than you expect. If you fall in the water, you will be eaten by the alligators immediately, and you can't get out of the water. The platform is too high. You have to make sure the alligators are dead. Their bodies will float to the surface, and a pool of blood will appear on the surface. It will take a while because they tend to dart underneath your platform, and locking onto them is hard sometimes. After you kill them, you will spend forever looking for the hidden lever because the water is extremely murky. Even if you light a flare, you will have a hard time gauging distances. I recommend that you hug the platform till you hit the corner. The corner will have the lever, and now you are allowed to get in the worst vehicle in human history, the kayak. The room is actually quite detailed. The walls are made to look like patchwork quilts. The ceiling has orange and black streaks. The platform is made of dirt, and there are several angular rocks, hiding the lever in its cubbyhole. The water sways and heaves, and the water is murky with sediment particles, giving the most realistic water until Tomb Raider Underworld, 10 years later. So the exit leads out by the hut you had to navigate to get the second secret. So it is kind of neat. And this will lead to the point where the paths converge. You inch your way to the exit and are propelled by the currents down the rapids ramp. I usually row backward a little bit to slow my momentum. One of the tricks of the kayak is to always face forward, and that's a valuable lesson you will have to learn. You go down another ramp to a waterfall. At the midpoint, there is a rock in the center with two options. A red tripwire rope on the left and no tripwire ropes on the right. I always try to opt for the right, but I think it is impossible. You will inevitably go through the tripwire rope, and rock stalactites will fall from the sky right in front of you. If you row backwards, you will avoid them. Moving on. Yay. Before you have time to react properly, you are dragged by the current to the right side. You want to fight this current and go to the left side. The left side has a green wire, tripwire rope underneath a cascading flat waterfall. This green rope will deactivate the horizontal blade traps on the right side, which would take half your health. They are mounted on rock columns that have skulls decorated on them. You go past the horizontal blade traps and encounter a rapids ramp. If you slow your momentum down the right amount, you should be able to go through without damage. For some reason, you might stop and propel the kayak forward, causing you 2% damage. It is random and is part of the collision detection of this kayak. The next part is the absolute worst part with the kayak. You have two choices, left or right. Left is death, but you have to fight the current and the rapids. You have to turn your kayak while you repeatedly jam your finger into the action button. It will take you 5 minutes to get out of the current and over to the left side. And since there wasn't any, I'll get over to the right side, sorry. And since there wasn't any way to prepare for this, you will die several times. If you decide to go to the left side, you will fall down a blue waterfall, go through several metal reeds, go through horizontal blade traps, and then be dragged by a current down a waterfall to secret number 3 room. You can steer your kayak under a waterfall in a secret cave to activate secret 3 and get the save crystal. But this isn't the secret. There is also peaceful water, but you should not get out. You will be pulled by the current to a corridor with platforms, then be pulled to a room with a plug. Peaceful water and piranhas swimming around. There is a waterfall that ramps down to a room with 2 large waterfalls and a locked gate. It is hard to get out of this area. Anyway, you chose the right path, which leads to a corridor with 2 options, left or right. If you go left, you will hit a red tripwire rope, which will activate poison darts that will shoot at a height that won't hurt you. So I don't get what the point is, but that is something that I didn't notice because I never go that path. So that's cool. You have triangular platforms in front of you and 2 choices at the end. This is your last chance to get to the right path. I chose left and chose to stay on the left path. I hit a green tripwire rope, which did nothing. I could see what? Which did nothing I could see. Sorry. But, then I hit a red tripwire rope, which caused metal reeds to spring up from the rapids, causing damage. Then I went left of the stone structure, leading to a corridor with a vertical cliff waterfall that had a save crystal on it. It caused me to lose half of my health and led me to the room with the gate. If you chose to stay on the right path, you still have to make sure that you don't lose health. You are dragged by the current through a dark corridor that winds around to a more open area. You go to the left of a rock platform, then right of another rock platform, then left of another rock platform. I try to avoid all the red rope tripwires, and it is an absolute struggle to fight the current and the rapids. The current will try to pull you to the left side after that. You do not want to go there because you will lose half your health due to the waterfall. So, after you avoid the 3rd red tripwire rope, you have to immediately turn to the right. Avoid metal reeds at the beginning, far end, and then center. So you're kind of weaving in and out of the metal reeds somehow. I don't know how, somehow. And if any part of your kayak touches the metal reeds, you will take damage. So, yeah, you're absolutely fucked either way. So, careful. This will eventually lead to a room with a plug and piranhas surrounding that plug. In my J. Mass run, just levels no man's all secrets, I was fortunate enough to avoid all the wires and fall down that waterfall without any damage taken. I found that there is a way to escape this room. There is another waterfall. It is difficult to climb with the kayak, but it is possible. You go up the waterfall to the piranha room. You can go to the corridor platforms all the way to the blue secret room. You can snag a save crystal from the cave and go back to the room with the piranha. I didn't mention this before, but there are different types of water in this level. You have calm water with no current, calm murky water with no current, calm water with slight current, semi-turbulent water that is calm, rapid water on slopes, and the worst, rapid water with a current. These different types of water make the game feel a lot more dynamic, and make the game stand out from its peers, other Tomb Raider games, in fact. You don't have different types of water in other games. And it's something that the Tomb Raider series could have looked into, I think. Especially for, like, what is that game? Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They could have done that for that game. I mean, they had dynamic lighting and stuff. They could have had, like, murky water, rapids water. And I think they do. They have, like, rapids water, but you don't really get to navigate it. They have like clear water with the dirt on the bottom. It's never murky though, so you only have like two types of water that you're dealing with, which is okay, but it's not nearly as fleshed out as this. And clearly, this is made for one level, right? This is the only level that has rapids in it, so it's kind of interesting that they have all these different types of water on top of the rapids part. The game also treats different types of water as having their own boundaries. So one water won't go into the next without a boundary, a place where the water separates into that water. It is a subtle territory that the water exists, and these boundaries make these changes in water easier to see. So that is neat. And also, it is kind of accurate to have water have boundaries because you have like a rock in like a stream and it will divert the water, right? And if you have like a waterfall, it will churn the water down below, and then the water will get more clear as you go further from the river because the river is pushing stuff, but you're not getting as much energy because the energy is gone from the waterfall. It's gone at that point, and it's going all the way through the river. So it makes sense to have these boundaries where you have rapids immediately at the waterfall, and then you go like a mile away and it's more peaceful. It's still turbulent as a current, but it's still peaceful and it's going that way, right? Anyway, we let the current take us back to the room with the piranhas, and we go to the blue-green waterfall area. You have to fight the current and go up the waterfall. There is a plateau on the waterfall that will help you get your grip back. Did I have that right? Okay, yeah. You have to fight the current and go up the waterfall. There is a plateau on the waterfall that will help you get your grip back. Footing or traction or whatever it's called, whatever the kayak needs to grip onto a surface, which is kind of weird. She can go up waterfalls, she can go up rapids, she can even fight the current in that kayak, which I don't think is believable, but I will let it slide. It's freaking Laura Croft. I mean, she can do anything, right? You continue further up the waterfall to a point where you have to go left to a pool where a hungry alligator follows your every move. And remember, you have to literally steer the kayak to the left as you go up the waterfall. So you have to go up the waterfall, and you hit a point where you have to go left, and you have to go far enough so that you're not carried by the current backwards. So you're fighting against that while you're trying to go to the left to get to the pool. So that kind of illustrates how hard this vehicle is to actually move. Uh, and to get traction, it's kind of hard too because you have to grab these surfaces that you wouldn't think you can grab. And you could only grab for a short amount of time. You can't grab it like indefinitely. So it makes it really hard to gauge what you can grab, what you can't grab, how you can steer past stuff, how you can accelerate enough to get you to the point where you need to go. So it's complicated mess that you have to deal with. And they just hand you this kayak, give it to you. Alright. These bastards are hard to avoid in the water. Unlike the boats in Tomb Raider, you have to exit the kayak by going into the water. You cannot exit onto a platform. These stupid alligators will cause you more deaths than you think. The alligator will hone in on Laura once you exit the kayak. So you should make a circle in the water and head to the platform. There's a lizard man that will run to your position from the area beyond. I usually use the Desert Eagle, but be extremely careful with this weapon. The lizard man will take 2 bullets. That might not seem like a lot, but you are offered that much ammo. You are not offered that much ammo. Sorry. This weapon is the most powerful weapon in the entire game and the entire franchise possibly. So you have to use this in situations that are extremely dire because you need it later. I had 24 bullets after that kill. That should send a red flag. I conserved ammo for this gun at this point, and I am still desperate for more ammo. I can't use this weapon until I have enough ammo again. Kill that stupid alligator in the pool so that you don't have to deal with him when you have to go back to that kayak for the final part. You go to the area where the lizard man came from. There is an open bamboo door leading to rock handholds that you have to traverse over the calm pool with the piranhas. You do a forward standing jump, like the first secret area, to grab the rock handholds. A camera angle looking at Laura from below will happen, so I usually opt out of it by pressing the look button. You snake around to a rock structure on the right side that is glowing fire. You want to go past the fire zone once the fire puffs out. The boundary is a little difficult to see, but I usually go to the edge, like the first rock glowing thing. You have a ramp that kind of goes down, so you go at the part where it goes down. You wait for the fire to blow out, and then you go. You climb, climb forward past the fire thing once it blows. And then the other one, you go where you kind of gauge where the rock thing starts, and that's where you go. Same thing. Then you encounter another rock blowing fire on the left side, and then you climb over to a dark corridor. So, if you go to the edge of the handholds, Laura will clip off of the handholds and fall in the water. This is a problem that persists throughout the entire game, with every ceiling handhold. This is a huge problem, very huge, and this will cause you a lot of deaths. Anyway, okay, my bad. Alright, next page. We're almost done, actually. I thought I would spend 2 hours on Madubu Gorge, but apparently not. Apparently page number doesn't matter. You go almost all the way to the end and to the left, and then drop down onto a rock platform. Okay, cool. Then you do a running long jump to a bright purple rock area, which will have the rocket launcher. If you approach the game the easy way, by picking Nevada first, that is what you have to do if you want to make it easy and you want to survive. Especially on the challenge, because then you don't lose your weapons, and you can have all the weapons you want for Antarctica. Which, notoriously, I am usually short on ammo when I go there. So, every single time it seems like I don't have the weapons. And that's bad. Okay. You go almost all the way to the end and to the left, and then drop down onto a rock platform. Then you do a running long jump to a bright purple rock area, which will have the rocket launcher. You approach the game the easy way. You climb the rock platforms, then go down a wall that has handholds and arrive at the secret room again. Except this time you can get the goodies. I didn't do this in my challenge run because I thought it was too risky, which it can be. You jump to an area that you need to go to later, which will eventually lead to a way out. You run on angular rock platforms, do a standing jump to a large medpack, and then line up a running long jump to another platform. You want to do an angled running long jump under an overhang and onto the rock platform by the MP5 cliffs. Going back requires you to do the same thing. which is hard. You go under like an angled overhang that's like this, and you have to go under that to reach the platform, and it can be hard to gauge. But you go to the platform by the empty 5 foot. Otherwise, you're going to fall in the water if you try to grab the other platform. So you got to be careful where you jump. So you have to know which jump can cause you to slip down into the water. Going back requires you to do the same thing. Then you go to that platform that leads to another platform above that. You climb up a wall handhold, then shimmy to the right to a flat platform in the dark. I usually don't like flares when I am climbing handholds because I could have a flare deck where the flare runs out and instead of Laura falling properly, she has to throw the flare away before landing. You jump up to grab a ceiling handle and traverse all the way to another rock statue blowing fire, situated on the right side. You go past and are presented with two options: the red area on the left and the blue area on the right. Remember, you can clip off the edge of the handholds here, and there will be bats at the red area that will try to scare you. In the hallway at the red area, you will find a pickup of flares and shotgun shells. You go back to the ceiling handle and over to the blue area, which leads to platforms that you have to jump to. You find that the area you need to go is the horizontal blade trap, reeds, and waterfall area. You jump to a slope above the horizontal blade trap and jump to a safe platform. There is a climbable wall past the metal reeds. To avoid damage, I recommend going a step from the left edge and positioning yourself at the edge where you can angle a running long jump to the wall without taking damage. You essentially climb up the waterfall to a rock alcove area, which is a nice place to pause the game. And possibly one of your only places. Alright. You go inside the dark alcove, drop down a handhold ladder to a hallway, where you run to a lip and duck beneath it to avoid a boulder. You climb the lip, then run to another lip and avoid the next boulder. The next area has a long platform above a pit of lava, and you have to avoid a boulder and jump to an area on the far left of the room. There are fire jets coming out of the ground that you jump over, and then you run to the lip to avoid a boulder. This part is really hard to do right. You climb the lip, then you climb up brick column to the dark area with rock platforms. You do a running long jump to a rock platform that has a climbable rock wall right by it. You climb all the way to the left to a rock platform that has a crawl space, which leads around to a more open area. This is the same area that you avoided the 3 red rope tripwires. You do a standing jump to get on a rock platform. Then you do a running long jump and grab to reach a jagged rock platform that has a stalactite. You then do a standing jump to another rock platform which has a zip line on it. but be careful with this one. You have to gauge the right point at which you drop onto the platform and not fall into the structure. Otherwise, you will take damage. You can use the metal reeds that spring up from the rapids as a gauge. Once you get inside the green structure, you must climb the skull ladder to the upper level. Make sure your grenade launcher is equipped. Go to the main hallway to tease the lizard man, blow him up, and then go further to cause a lizard man to come out of the bamboo trapdoor. A torch will also light up at the end of the hallway, letting you know that the lizard man has come. Next, you want to pull the lever, which will show a cutscene of the plug being pulled. But the gear is actually winding up the string that pulls up the plug. That is what you will see. Okay. So yeah, next you will want to pull the lever, which will show a cutscene of the plug being pulled. You can escape by going back through the hallway and through the trapdoor. You go past the trapdoor through a series of ramps to the room with the kayak. You go into the kayak and are forced to go to the whirlpool room. There is a save crystal somewhere. So this drop in the center of the room will probably kill you. Maybe even at full health. There is no way to know if your drop is good. What I did was slowly go down the side of the hole with a little bit of momentum, and I bounced on the water below. I had only 3% health left, and I had the maximum amount of health that you could possibly have in this level. I don't think you could do better. Alright. To make things worse, there was one alligator in the water honing in on my location. So I had to somehow outmaneuver him in the water and get onto a platform. I got out onto a platform, killed the alligator, pulled the lever, immediately got out of the water, killed 2 alligators, and went through the exit door, finally ending the level. This level is fully detailed and never lets up on the player. It also allows the player to navigate every aspect of the entire level, finding ways to go to areas above other areas and next to areas that are past. The secrets punish the player with difficult maneuvers and doesn't reward them in the slightest. Levers in the water are really hard to see. Differences in water are pretty cool. The lizard man has a tail, scales, yellow eyes, and breathes poison, adding a good challenge to gameplay. They also can go in any direction that you go to and basically run over to you. It can stop and poison you immediately. You have to backflip and flip over them basically to fight them off. They're not hard enemies to fight off with pistols, and you can do it. But it just takes a little while to do that, and you have to have adequate room. If you don't have adequate room, then you have to take them out very quickly. Otherwise, you will get poisoned, and that's pretty much a game over if you're doing the challenge. The alligator and lizard man have really good AI, but the alligators are really punishing at the end when you're in the water with them. The kayak is the most annoying part of the level. Love it or hate it, it is a vehicle that is not totally bad. and can be used to get out of situations. And it's bad when you're fighting the current, basically. When you're fighting the current and when you're doing the rapid stuff, it is pretty bad. This level, though, is a level for experienced players. And I think this is a really good level to experiment with and have fun with. The drop at the end feels like random chance, but I don't think that is the case. This is a case of pixel perfect drop. You have to be at the right position at the right time. There's like a rim of you're good, and it's like a thin rim, right? Alright. You will always lose at least 80% of your health. So this incentivizes, 90% of your health, at least 90. So this incentivizes the player to save up their health. There isn't many goodies, so you will probably have to save your ammo and flares. This level wears you down, but at the end of it, it feels like you accomplished a punishing and unforgiving level. This is the hardest level in the Tomb Raider franchise, so enjoy it. You basically miss all the secrets if you choose the wrong path. Let me talk about the plug. Why is there a plug in the thing? Is it to control the water? Did the natives put it there? Who put it there? Like, the plug is the weirdest part of this level. And it is never explained. So, what I think is that there are two tribes. There is the tribe with Mahout, and there is the tribe with the other guy. And they live quite harmoniously. They're friends or whatever, but something caused him to shut off communication and plug up the gorge. I'd imagine the gorge is a source of water the that the tribe without Mahout relies on, and so that's why they plugged it up. Um, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of a mystery. I don't know what the reason is behind the gorge having a plug in it, or having the mechanism to draw up the plug and boop, going down a pit or whatever. But it's okay. Tomb Raider is stupid enough to be fun. So inconsistencies or not. So the rank is infamous and iconic. Rating is a 10.75. Yup. I hate this level with an undying passion. I really do. But I gotta hand it to this level for giving such a fleshed out taste of what you can expect from Tomb Raider. This is a Tomb Raider game, and this level shows how much of a Tomb Raider game this is. This is why this is the best franchise in my eyes, right here. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Temple of Puna, probably one of my favorite levels of all time. So, we're going to have fun next time. It's a shorter level, but it definitely hits you where it needs to. And maybe we will get a very important reward from it. You never know. Alright, anyway, this is TV Ultimate out, and I will see you in the next review. Thank you for watching. This has been Madubu Gorge, a 10.75, and we will be talking about Temple of Puna next time. Thank you. Bye.